The Nigerian government has continued to remain adamant in the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They have continued to showcase their wickedness against the Igbo people and the people of Biafra in general. We are going to show you something. I want you to watch this video before we go further to let you know what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said and what is actually happening currently with the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Mr. Chairman, Mark Eset is my name from Akwa Ibom State. Okay, point of order, Mr. Chairman. Am I recognized, Mr. Chairman? Thank you very much. From Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Chairman, I don't know if I'm the only person, but I doubt. What the IGP is reading is quite different from the document we have here. No, sir, we are all here for budget. Very important, please. It's very, very important that whatever they are presenting, all members will be acquainted with it. You can't give me a copy after this. It's not the same thing. The details are not here, like the zonal offices he has mentioned. They are not captured here.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Please, Senator, please.
Mr. Chairman, can you
Take it easy. It is our decision within the leadership of this committee to allow IG to summarize his presentation.
No, Chairman, we're not in a hurry. We are not in a hurry. We must do the right thing.
We are not in the chamber. You are there to wait for and collect it. You have it.
It's not in this copy. What is written is
a new copy was sent to you. Check and see it. If you just have a copy, ask for the copy.
Yeah.
This is not a big deal. You ask for the copy. The copy is there available.
Point of order, Chairman.
There is a point of
I'm still on the floor. I'm still on the floor, Mr. Chairman.
We need the opinion of all the members. Can we allow IG to proceed with what is reading?
No, we don't have it. We don't have it. Then I will leave. I will leave the copy. What are we reading now? What do you want to do?
Mr. Chairman, please go. Mr. Chairman, point of order, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Thank you. Deputy Chief Whip. Deputy Chief Whip. Deputy Chief Whip. Deputy Chief Whip.
Now, I don't know if we actually understand what transpired here. This is exactly how all Biafrans have been treated in this country. Now, I want you to clearly look at that video. You will discover that that man and the other one are from the southeast and south. But what happened? They were given a different document compared to what the other members of that panel from the northern part have. And so the people from the northern part have the real document, then they gave a document that is not in line with what they are doing to the participant from the south and southeast, which is the area known as Biafra. So they continued with the process. Instead of this man to correct whatever has been put forward to him, he continued with the process, saying, do you want the IGP to continue with what is in? Yes or no? The eyes have it, boom. And that is all. You overlook the members of those panels that are there to ensure that things are done the right way. That means that they don't even want the input of the people from the southeast and south. They don't even want your input at all. They have done they are behind the door meeting and have agreed within themselves, then come there to just do shenanigans and the things are done. This is how they continue to treat everybody in that contraption called Nigeria. Every Biafran This is how they continue to treat all Biafran. I told us the other time that you as a Biafran being employed in the federal scheme will be working for the Northerners. You may be the highest brain, but you will be working under a Northerner. That Northerner will be eating the fattest salary, while you, that is the brain behind the success of that company, will be, relegated to the bottom. You will be relegated to the bottom. This is a classical example of what I have been shouting on this media. Now, if you look at this, you are going to realize that it has a way of rubbing off on what and the tragedy and the problem of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Why do I say that? It is always said that he who sells his brother, even the buyer, will never trust him. The same way you have treated Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the same way all of you will be treated. They will see you as a second-class citizen. They will not take you serious in anything. You are going to be relegated to the bottom. We continue to tell you, when a strong person in your community, you have, removed that person from the line because of your envy, jealousy, and greed, you will be treated as chaff. Because when adversaries come, you do not have any strong person to defend you. Now look at the way they are being treated. You are in a committee, a member of that committee, and your input is not needed. Your input is not needed. That is the consequence of committing evil against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. A strong man, a man the people and the youth stand by. You relegated him to the bottom, and now you are trying to see how they will listen to you when we tell you that he who sells his brother has also sold himself. You would not understand. Now you are finding it difficult to have a say in a committee that you are a member, you are part and parcel of. They relegated you to the bottom because you don't do anything. Who are you? Who are you? You can't. But if it was when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was around, your voices would have been a strong voice, because they want to ensure that you are happy. They want to please you. And then whatever you say, they want to take it seriously. But today, look at you. Look at all of you. Your voices does not hold water any longer. They do and undo. And you just sit and watch. The case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has prolonged to the level that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has to come out to promise Nigerian youth, Nigerian student, law student. And he says, if you can provide a precedent of when someone has been discharged and acquitted, and then a stay of execution was effected on that case, that he will give you 1 million naira. What this means is that anybody who can bring up a case that has happened before, where somebody who was discharged and acquitted, and then somebody will go for the same case that the person has been discharged and acquitted, you now go and apply for stay of execution, and that stay of execution will be granted, such that that person will still remain in custody after being granted, after being declared, discharged and acquitted. None of them can do it because it has never happened, because it is not right. Because once your case has been discharged and acquitted, it means that every detail, everything has been looked into, and that person is free of anything. The same thing is happening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been discharged and acquitted, and everything, all details has been looked in, and he was set free. So how did the Nigerian government, get that stay of execution to still keep him in detention up to this moment, against every known law in Nigeria? How is it possible? None of them could provide solution or provide answer to this question. And this, goes to tell you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is just kept in the prison as a political prisoner, and nothing more, nothing less. And that is why we must, as a people, fight to ensure that he is free. because whatever legal process you are going through, it will not work if the people who are keeping him there are not ready to release him. That is the situation. That is the classical situation. And that is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is passing through. And when Mazi Simon Ekpa was doing everything, pushing, they were talking. They were talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They were pushing, they were doing one or two things to ensure that they see that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is free. But even the people that Mazi Simon Ekpa was fighting and pushing these things for, were fighting him back. Now, ask them, Uche Kanu, what are you doing for the release of your husband? Nothing. She does not have a voice any longer. Kanu Takanu and his brothers, they don't have a voice any longer. DOS, you have no voice. The one person who was actually fighting for you and making sure that the Zoo government are, pushed and boxed to the angle that they are planning to release him, you have, successfully, silenced him for the time being. And so you thought after silencing him that that promise or that agreement you have with the Zoo government, they are going to fulfill it. You aligned to yourself. Look at your condition today. And that was how Emmanuel Kanu had to come out to tell us that they actually had a meeting with Sheyi Tinubu to make sure that election hold in the southeast and south so that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be free. Since the election was over and Sheyi Tinubu's father won, which is Tinubu Bola Ahmed, what happened? Have they released him? No, they have not released Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is why we continue to tell these people, do not believe politicians. Anybody that is called a politician in Nigeria, do not believe them. They are all liars. They cannot keep to their word. But our people will not hear and listen. They will always fall victim to these evil people. And that is why they have remained the way they are. Open your eyes and see the truth. The next video, I shall show you the woto that is going on in Biafra territory and things that the Biafran people need to open their eyes to see and ensure that they protect themselves better, because things are happening. It is Biafra first.